let's talk about persuasion. Hello there! We are nearly done with our settings, and the third one we are investigating is the assembly debate setting. I know it's not the most riveting stuff in the world, but just bear with me. As I said, we are nearly done. Woo! You should know what a debate is all about. We are usually looking at two people having a play-by-play, a give and a take, where they're presenting their arguments in order to convince somebody else. Well, in the political setting, that can look a little bit different, especially if it is indeed a broadcasted debate. Not really the South African way of doing things in politics. We are maybe not confrontational enough as a culture, and we are very respectful toward others. Therefore, maybe it doesn't really work for us. But definitely in the United States, these debate settings are highly valued, weirdly enough, not so much by the audience, but definitely by the journalists. And they are broadcasted, and they are actually put up with all the bells and whistles, huge shows that are actually going on where the Republican candidates introduce themselves and debate what they're going to do. Then the Democrats are going to do the same. Then once we have our candidates for the respective parties, they actually go into a vis-a-vis, face-to-face debate against one another. And here we go. Woo! The problem is with these huge productions that the essence of the debate actually gets lost. Remember, when you're debating something, you are supposed to produce agreement between the debaters. You want to make sure that your opponent actually moves toward your side, or vice versa. But when you are televising, when you're sensationalizing these debates, all they do really is to just show the divisions between the debating parties, and actually, they make this whole political scene look rather phony and stupid, to tell you the truth, or at least that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, so when it comes to the debates, as I said, we can televise them, but we can also have them happening in assemblies which are not televised and not broadcast, and they are happening behind closed doors as well. Woo! You wonder, what's this picture all about? This is Alaskan Governor Sarah Palin. She ran to be the vice president about 12 years ago. And she was quite controversial because in her debates, she ended all of her turns by winking toward the audience and giving lovely little vox pops like, "You betcha." Woo! Talking about the language in these assembly debate settings, obviously you need to constrain yourself. You need to hold back. People who get very emotional or use very emotional language are usually seen as less credible. They're usually seen as being unwilling to talk about certain topics. So it looks like they are hiding something. So keep your language intact and keep your language PG. But actually looking around, looking at these debates, especially with Donald Trump showing up on the scene, we see that more and more politicians actually do use crude words and do use rather controversial wording in their debates. It's not a very nice development, I would say. However, politics are changing, people are changing. Maybe this is the new normal after all. You also need to understand that in a debate setting, especially one that is broadcast, you are very limited. You're very limited in the amount of topics that you can bring up and what you can say about each topic. You, therefore, need to do a good preparatory job, knowing what you want to bring up and really being able to condense an issue into maybe even like a 10-second, 15-second explanation. It's madness. Remember, these televised productions are all about getting the viewers on board. It's all about convincing the viewers to stay on the channel, not convince them politically. Actually, these debates do very little to change your attitudes and change your beliefs about politics. So it's very sad that really tricky topics and really hard to figure out plans need to be condensed and need to be shrunk into these TV bite-sized comments and bits. It's not great. We are sitting in a world where people are apathetic when it comes to politics, when people don't really know what the politicians are doing, and these debates really don't help what is going on, because nothing actually gets explained, nothing gets elaborated on, nothing actually gets drawn out and illustrated properly. It is simply fighting on TV. It's a wrestling match with words and in a political sphere. That's it. Here we go, moving on. Next one is the non-verbal resistance. See you there. That's it for today. Keep on learning.